This is ASS Breaking News.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another ASS exclusive. I'm your correspondent, Asman bin Licken, and today we have a very special guest for you. Coming in live from Daytona, your ass beach, Mr. Dr. Fauci. Hello, doctor. How are you today?
First of all, fuck you so much for having me on here. How dare you call me mister? It's doctor, always has been. You call me that again, I'm coming to your house. I'm going to break both your kneecaps.
I apologize. Wa alaikum assalam. I apologize for that, Dr. Fauci. I see that you're taking the lifeguard parody kind of seriously. Are you looking for a new job?
Well, the New Yorker unfortunately leaked out details of my new gig, in which I am actually going to be working as a lifeguard down in Daytona Beach.
Oh, very nice. So are you going to be using the skill set you had in protecting Americans from COVID to protect them from drowning?
Yes, exactly. First of all, what you do is you let a few 100,000 people drown before the people really need you. And that's the type of approach that I'm going to be taking towards my new gig as a lifeguard. Very excited about this opportunity.
So you're basically going to be going from a few thousand a year drowning to a few 100,000 drowning in a year?
Precisely. You know, what we want to do is we want to confuse the fuck out of the swimmers and let them know that the beach is both your friend and also your enemy, but mostly your friend. And the more people that we can have basically go swimming and get swept up in these riptides, makes my life easier.
Well, is it so basically you're trying to advise them on how to beat drowning?
Yes. First of all, what we're telling them is we have to basically mass produce these floaties, these flotation devices that have absolutely no use and no success whatsoever. We basically tell them if they think they're drowning, bring that floaty with you, and then it'll give you a false sense of security, and then hopefully they'll drown sooner.
What about like scuba gear or like scuba masks?
Yes, those are like the N95 masks. If you want to waste your fucking money, go ahead and get one, because I truly do not give a fuck. I hope if you get a scuba mask, I want you to sit at the bottom of the ocean, you worthless prick.
I don't know how well that's going to help people.
Whoa. How dare you? How dare you insinuate I don't care? I care about the American people. I care so much. Once I get this book deal, I care. Once I get this movie deal, I care.
Well, we're getting reports that the first cases of drowning were coming out of China, and it was actually pretty severe outside of China. Are
you suggesting the Chinese are behind this?
Well,
are you suggesting that
evidence is coming out?
Are you suggesting that the Chinese invented water torture specifically to drown people? How dare you? China's also my best friend. China is my best friend. I mean, we share intimate details together. We shower together. I love China. How dare you?
Well, to piggyback off of that, there's also reports coming in about the gain of function funding that was funneled through the Chinese organization on how to drown people effectively and efficiently.
Whoa, did you just say gay of function during Pride Month? Are you serious?
Well, Dr. Fauci, this is a halal organization and a halal
gay
broadcasting.
Of function? This is insanely homophobic. How turf of you.
Dr. Fauci, what is that white on your nose?
This white on my nose, it's obviously sunscreen.
Is it really? I mean, it's kind of blotchy. It doesn't really look like sunscreen.
Are you trying to suggest that I sucked off President Xi? Because if that suggestion is true, I won't deny it.
So are you saying that you went and saw President Xi before coming on?
I will not confirm nor deny that I sucked off President Xi and tickled his balls.
Well, nobody said anything about balls, Dr. Fauci, but I mean, thank you for that visual.
Nor did I rim him and give him a rusty trombone.
Very, very skillful of you, Dr. Fauci. So what kind of outreach are you going to try to do in order to, better educate the American people on how to prevent themselves from drowning?
Well, first of all, the one thing we're going to do is we are going to coordinate with the American people, specifically the blue check journos on Twitter. And we're going to coordinate with Hollywood so that they mass produce different types of media and basically send it to all these blue check journals so that they post it on their websites, they post it on the social media pages, and drown it out to, pardon the pun, drown out the sound waves so that people know, if they're going to drown, better do it the Dr. Anthony Fauci way, kind of like how James Corden did it.
Shout out to our favorite MD, Anthony Fauci.
Look at my head.
Memories.
Once you got the vaccine,
Hug your family.
it's time to hug your family.
Feeling so relieved. No lockdowns, we're free.
Habibis, welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour. Let's go.
No one needs to have a weapon that can fire over 30, 40, 50, even up to 100 rounds. Unless you think that deer are wearing Kevlar vests or something.
Does the president believe that a 15-week-old unborn baby is a human being?
Are you asking me if the president supports a woman's right to choose? He does.
Family alone?
What is your ideal woman?
Personality for me is everything. Ass for personality.
Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What's going on, Habibis? I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour. There we go. How y'all doing tonight? Welcome. As you can tell, I'm a baby face looking motherfucker. I don't know if you can see the blur.
Yeah, my boy John Weaver on, what is it, Siraj?
There's more than one way of interpreting that. Oh man, how you doing, man? Yeah, I know you just got your internet set up.
Yeah, today just installed it and everything at the new place, so it's doing pretty good. It's looking good. Your stream is looking absolutely fucking amazing. I wonder why that is. What did you do? What's new?
So I bought a PC.
So you went from a crappy ass fucking Mac to a superior PC, basically, is what you're saying.
Essentially 100%. Yeah. So basically, or I said essentially, fuck it. Yeah, 100%. I just as soon as you came to DC for Habibi Weekend, Habibi Con, and we did our 69th episode, I realized just how much better for streaming a PC is than a Mac. And while I like using my Mac still for like video editing and whatnot, it just doesn't come close to it really just doesn't come close to the PC when it comes to streaming. So I just stuck with it.
No, I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got the upgrade. Are you down in Florida right now, or?
I am, yes, I am. So I am just I traveled today, which is obviously a horrible idea. Don't ever travel when you have to do a show because I feel so far behind on everything. And but I'm just glad that the quality looks better. Hopefully I sound better. And yeah, I'm ready to kick things off, man. We got a lot of things to cover. I mean, we're probably not going to get to all of it. In fact, we actually have a premium episode coming out this week. I want to say Saturday. We're going to be recording on Friday, and it'll come out on Saturday, and it'll be with our buddy Grant Addison over at the Washington Examiner, a good friend, former colleague, and a lib. Just kidding.
Yeah, isn't he a huge lib? No.
It's got to be the biggest lib I've ever seen. So it'll be 3 libs all together hanging out. So
how dare you?
Shut up, Greta Thunberg. So the first thing we want to cover is this. There was actually some breaking and tragic news, I got to say, because honestly, I love this man, and shout out to Elliot Hamilton for giving me the idea for the title of the this episode with "The Legends Never Die." And that's really, we want to highlight, obviously, the man, the myth, the legend, John McAfee, who was a software pioneer turned fugitive, reportedly died in a Spanish prison after the Spaniards approved an extradition request from the United States and on tax evasion charges. He was 75 years old. And now, I mean, he basically... he ran for president as a libertarian. Obviously, I don't think he actually got the libertarian nomination. But what ended up happening was he had sort of like a legendary following. I'd say it's like, like the level of Christopher Walken in some ways, shape, or form. Nicolas Cage, like John McAfee was like that. Is like so ridiculously weird. He was cool. So
pour one out to McAfee.
Yeah, pour one out to McAfee. So sorry about that. I had a little had a printer situation. But he died in the Spanish prison, and I don't like to engage in sort of like the public's speculations group about whatever happened. But it does seem rather suspect considering that there have been multiple times that John McAfee has tweeted about how if he ever died in prison, or if it's ever reported that he committed suicide in prison, that it would not be of his own doing. So make
another botch in the belt of Hillary Clinton.
Bro, the Clinton body count only grows larger and larger
every day. They can't keep on getting away with this.
What the fuck, man? It is.
Why are we allowing her to still roam the streets? This is the real public health.
This is why I feel bad. This is why I feel bad about engaging in this type of topic, because, like, yes, like, it's terrible. He very well could have committed suicide in prison. And at the same time, it's almost impossible to not engage in sort of the speculation that somebody malicious out there, a bad actor, was out there to basically completely end him.
Hillary killed him because she had the McAfee antivirus that did nothing to help him break in and get the emails. So now she finally got her revenge after all of these years.
Finally got it.
That is the last body and the last tight loose end in the tragic telling of the Hillary emails.
Yeah, we just had to get this out of the way before we actually got to some of our announcements, because we actually, that it was just like, it's so shocking. I was traveling and then as I was driving down from Tampa to where I'm at right now, I'm like an hour and a half south of Tampa, and I just couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. This is terrible. I really just wanted to. For one, it would have been amazing if we got him on Habibi Power Hour. And that was like something I had thought of fairly early on when we were doing the show. So I really hope that the reports aren't true, but it's probably true, unfortunately. Obviously, prayers go out to his family, his wife. Yeah, it's just a terrible loss. Yeah. Anyways, now that, obviously, pour one out for McAfee. Toast to McAfee. May he rest in peace. Inna Allahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. To God we belong, and to him is our return. All right. So before we get to the rest of our stories for the week, we got a couple of announcements. For one, this channel is finally monetized by YouTube. 5 seconds later, we've been demonetized.
Yeah. You showed too much Siraj nipple.
Oh my God, Faye coming in with a fatality says, bummer about his suicide because it would have been amazing to have him on the HPAs. That's not what I said.
God. I love it. I mean, that's what happens when you when you hurt Faye, even just a little. She will come back over and over again and drag your ass.
Yeah, she will.
And it's still deserved until now. 100%.
Okay, so I will say this. There's one thing that I need to point out here, and that is, we can't super chat yet. I thought I activated it. Maybe it takes some time to get that going. Perhaps I'll do that right now. Maybe if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure I'll probably kick into gears. Next time. Next stream. But in the meantime, you all can, support us by going to our Patreon. I know there are a lot of the Habibis watching who probably already subscribed. You definitely will be getting, hopefully, your money's worth by getting a bunch more episodes from our premium.
You could just ask Faye with her glowing reviews.
What are her glowing reviews?
If you go all the way out, she wants a refund.
Oh my God. She says,
I can't screw up.
Siraj, I'm not her. I just enjoy dragging Siraj for sport.
It's a good sport. I can't go up that far.
Really?
No, but she basically said that what is this with no beard? I want my money back.
Oh, here, I didn't actually activate super chats yet because I am a boomer.
Damn it! You are such a boomer.
I really am. I'm doing it right now.
What's up, Mom? My mom's watching, and so is my my two aunts. My aunt and her partner. My two aunts.
All right, so super chats should now be active.
There you go.
We'll see if that actually works.
Inshallah.
Anyways, so now that with that being out of the way, also one other big announcement is, in addition to this channel being monetized, we are now actually going to actually move up an hour earlier. We are going to start next week. We're going to start on next Wednesday. That would be June 30th.
Yes.
We are going to start at 9 p.m. East. So 9 p.m. East, 6 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube. We thought, we're both boomers, really just me. And I think in terms of starting so late, Jay has a new living situation where he doesn't have to travel as far and actually could start the show earlier. And for me, I can do the show anywhere, any place, at any time. So it's really just a matter of I'm actually excited for doing it at 9 p.m. because there is a potential of getting the show even to midnight, doing 3 hours of this shit
instead of just the 2.
Yeah. So it looks like
really
super
good.
chats are now active. Thank you, Abe Eckstein says active. It's happening.
Thank you very much.
Abe
And
Eckstein.
Also,
he was the
very
first Habibi who gave us on the super chat on the Habibi Bros
screenshot.
Oh my God. And then Anthony Rivera says, I don't think it's working with the 6969. Amazing.
Nice. But real quick, I just want to do a shout out to my sister who's watching, my niece who's watching, her boyfriend who's watching, my little brother who's watching, and my mom. Hey guys.
Welcome. And if my parents ever watch this, I'm sorry. They will disown me right away.
Inshallah, my dad never watches this.
Inshallah. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, Axios. Start like you sleep late. Hobby Cliv, thank you for the $1. I don't know what you sent, but whatever. Wow, they're really Bart the Tree Guy. I think he says, if it's called Super Chat, why doesn't it make my question better? Damn, that's a good question.
That's a really good one.
God damn it. Javi says, when was the last time you saw the sun, Siraj? I saw it today. I just really am that white without a beard.
It's really insane. I got really tan going to Philadelphia. I know every time I say it, I do it just to look at the expression on your face. Every time I say Philadelphia, it's so fucking good.
You know, Philly deserves everything bad it gets. You know, with the Sixers losing at home, Ben Simmons being a fucking bum, and what else? Oh man, there's another thing about Philly. Oh, the manager, Joe Girardi, being a little bitch and trying to check Max Scherzer of the Nats. Fuck that guy. Daniel says, "Where's my shirt, Lib? It's on its way. Give it some fucking time." The campaign only ended on June 20th, which was literally 3 days ago.
You're going to get in the next 2 days, hopefully.
Rachel says, oh, yeah, I can now. Yeah, so. Anyways, speaking of Fauci, we had to. We weren't actually speaking of Fauci only in the actual beginning of this fucking show. So Dr. Anthony Fauci is now warning the public that this fucking garbage piece of shit, COVID, is going to linger forever through something called a Delta variant. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Delta variant, what he means is it's a fucking lie. Just listen to him. And if you do and keep putting him on TV, then you have nothing to worry about, right?
Right. That's exactly what it is. And they like to keep you as scared as possible for as long as possible, because it's still, the pharmaceutical companies are coming out saying that they're still like, what, 93% effective against or 96% effective against the variant?
The reverse 69.
Yeah, very nice.
Very
nice. And that's why, it's very nice. I mean, it's the never ending story that they were doing with COVID since 2 years ago, and it's not going to stop unless we actually like stand up and say enough with this fucking snake, Dr. Fauci, and just reopen. It's done. It's honestly over. Everyone is reopened. Everyone is going into places with or without masks. It doesn't matter. Stop listening to this fucking guy and stop having him on your fucking show. It's enough. We've had hundreds of hundreds of thousands of businesses closed that will never open again. Jobs forever lost. Economies to shit because we keep listening to these fucking quote unquote experts on this shit. And we got to stop doing it. And the cable news is one of the most fucking cancers.
Need to address Caleb's question, not question, but comment. Says, if Siraj is going to wear a shirt, I'm tuning out. Caleb, why don't you drop some super chat money? I know you got it. You don't think I know about your business? I know about your business. Drop some coin, Habibi.
And then he
want to
take off his shirt.
if you want to see the Habibi in Chief shirtless, I still have my actual avatar name as Dr. Anthony Fauci. I should probably change that.
Yes, change that to dark too. And then we had Mr. Kinzo. Siraj without a beard makes him 50,000 times gayer than and wider than I am, inshallah. MashaAllah, Mr. Kinzo.
Okay,
thank you
can
very
I
much
say
for
something
pointing
real
that
quick?
out. Thank you. Thank you very much. He has turned his
Mr.
back to
Kenzo.
his kind. This is what you call a race traitor. And
Can I just state for the record that the Habibis are using inshallah incorrectly. They're not using it in the proper context. In this case, Mr. Kenzo, you want to use the term alhamdulillah or mashallah, something that's commendable, because inshallah usually means God willing, and God willing for most Muslims and Arabs means no. So
that's exactly what it means. It means
so.
No. Am I getting anal tonight?
Wanna,
inshallah. That means it's never happening.
Yeah. So if you want to say praise, praise God, or thank God, or all is good, you say things like mashallah or alhamdulillah. So just a word to the Habibis, because I've seen this on Twitter. I'm like, you're using inshallah a lot, but you're not using it correctly all the time. And I don't expect you all to know. That's what I'm telling you right now. So Nate Beebe says, where's my earned postcard, you boomer? When I stop being a boomer, which hopefully is soon, you'll get it. Dan says, don't forget about your stepdad, Jay. Who's Jay?
Bobby.
Who's your stepdad?
Oh, hey, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in, Bobby. Hey, Dan,
Michael.
Your mom said go to bed. Look, Dan's mom. Please let him stay up and watch the show. It's okay.
Michael Habibi, we got to get him back on the show. He says monetization equals herpes ads before watching Habibi Power Hour, and no, the algorithm isn't working. Well, Michael,
this is oddly specific, and I have no idea what it means.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Let's go. There you go.
And we are banned and demonetized.
We're back in business. I've been working out. Can you see? Let's go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby.
So, and then BP says, hi, Jay's mom. You've done good. Team BP loves the merch. Alhamdulillah. And Caleb is weak sauce on that SC, on that super chat.
Thank you very much, BP. And honestly, the BP fam with the Habibi gear looks absolutely amazing. It's really precious.
Yeah. Daniel says Siraj pulling the reverse Sean King right now.
The reverse.
You're gonna have to match. Javi says, please put it back on. Whoever, if you guys got to match Caleb's in order for me to put my shirt back on. So
inshallah,
which means no, you're not. It's still staying off. Alhamdulillah. All right, so now that I'm glad that we actually have gotten back to I'm sending money so this kid co-hosting with Jay can buy some candy. And now I'm out of focus again. Oh, there we go. Eric says, do you know any F-15 owners? I can provide my local FFL ASAP. Is he trying to drone strike?
No, I think it's a play on what's it called? Biden. What Biden said earlier today.
Turtleneck 420 says, Mujahed, since I gave you money, I'm gonna give you two options: A, shave your beard; B, call dad and tell him Rami is super buff and you would get beat up by me. Is this your little brother?
This is my little brother. Honestly. I'm sorry, Rami. This is an 18 and above only audience that are supposed to be on here. Thank you for your money. I'll pay you back.
Holy shit! Look at Prison Mitch. Prison Mitch says Siraj has abs like Lizzo has abs.
And Rami, I will call Dad. I'll let him know that you're buffer than me and you can beat me up.
Nexus says hands up, don't nuke.
Hashtag hands up, don't nuke.
Hands up,
don't nuke. Screenshot this with the hashtag hands up, don't nuke. Hands up, don't nuke. Tweet it out. Let's get this trending. On Twitter. Hands up, hands up. Hands up.
Girl says, great. Now the kid is half naked. I need to smash my hard drive. I said someone match Caleb's someone match Caleb's super chat and I'll put my shirt back on. Stacy, thank you. Stacy says the AI told the social worker today that she didn't have the time or patience for her questions. Kind of like an FU from a 7-year-old. I think somehow she's been reading.
That's her daughter. That's beautiful. Beautifully said by her too.
Caleb says, how much do I have to donate for you to turn your camera completely off? $420.69.
And that's
$42,069. Run me my coins, Caleb.
And my little brother saying the dude on the left should grow a beard. Absolutely true. You should grow a beard.
Oh my god.
Hopefully now we know that you are never going to shave again.
Yo, I am amazed how much people have been roasting me for shaving. And we have gotten absolutely nothing done besides covering. Caleb says, and for that reason I'm out. Oh my god. Prison Mitch says, what episode does Siraj hit puberty? And what episode do I hit puberty? And what episode do I stop being a boomer because now I'm out of focus again?
Maybe you need to show your nipples again for it to.
Here, let's see if that gets into focus. There we go. Right
there it is. There. Oh, yeah, there it is. There. See?
Got my little penny nipples.
The nipples got magic, baby.
I got magic. Yep. Okay. Now I'm not going to do this entire show shirtless, so I'm just going to assume that the follow-up donations matched Caleb, and I'll just put this back on so we can actually get through the show. And Daniel once again says, you're in Florida, get a tan, touch some grass, Lib. Oh, thank you, Abe. Says, please put your shirt back on. Thank you, Abe. All right, the shirt is back on, and we won't have that fiasco again, okay? Now, the next time someone wants me to take my shirt off, it's going to be, you have to donate $420.69. So just letting you know.
And if you want me to take my shirt off, all you got to do is donate 69 cents.
Jay, you do it for free. Let's be real. You'd suck dick for less than that.
Hey, my family is watching, and so is my little brother, but a 20 is a 20.
Mr. Kenzo says, dude, people from 14 different religions are telling you shaving was a bad idea, including Zoroastrianism.
Oh, shit.
I mean, everybody has a point.
That's a very, very good one. It was a bad idea to shave. I'm never going to shave. I'm going to maybe trim, but I'll never shave again.
The problem, Jay, is that I pluck my beard hair. And when that happens, it gets really patchy. So I really need this. I just needed to nuke it. So Nate asks, I don't want to know what else Siraj shaved. Just my asshole. It's okay, guys. Very, very standard. That's what everybody does.
Wait a minute. You shaved your asshole before I came over there. Who's coming over now?
Moving on, we have
Wow. Moving on. Speaking of Florida, there was the Florida Pride Parade incident.
What the fuck are you talking about? We're not even past COVID. We're still talking about.
Oh, we're not? Oh, I apologize.
Speaking of assholes that need to be shaved,
Dr.
shaved down to
Fauci.
the nub, Dr. Anthony Fauci. The White House chief medical advisor said Wednesday the Delta variant now accounts for roughly 20% of newly diagnosed cases in the U.S. and will become the dominant COVID strain in the nation in a matter of weeks. He said on NBC's Today Show, it just exploded in the UK. It went from a minor variant to now more than 90% of the isolates in the UK. So you would expect just the doubling time, in several weeks to a month or so, it's going to be quite dominant. That's the sobering news. Well, as it goes on, Fauci's called the variant the greatest threat to U.S. efforts to contain the pandemic. Well, if we are going to have another surge, Jay, what's the likelihood we're going to have another shutdown? Because I can tell you, if Biden shuts down the country, people are going to fucking riot.
Oh, 100%.
Essentially.
They're barely able to contain themselves now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we just had, you had January 6th was, I thought, the closest we could have gotten to like an actual full-blown civil war. And even then, it is not nearly as bad as and the fact that we actually got, and I'm saying that because is the closest I thought we could have, just because tensions were so high. But President Biden and a lot of Democrats are going to tell you that January 6th was the worst act of political violence or the worst act of political or domestic terrorism since the Civil War, which is just patently and factually and historically inaccurate and just not true. So if we actually get a civil war due to another lockdown, I can tell you for a fact that there probably will be violence. And that's, I don't want to have to say that, but that's probably what's going to happen.
Right, because there's going to be a lot more people out of work and stuff. And the thing is, with the way inflation is rising, with the forgiveness on a bunch of loans coming to an end June 30th. It's coming to an end June 30th. Bunch of mortgages have to start being paid, or there's going to be foreclosures. Bunch of loans have to start being paid, or there's going to be repossessions and stuff like that as well. So without them being able to go and actually have a job and work in order to pay these things off, we're going to see a huge fucking epidemic that's worse than this pandemic would ever have caused. I think the lingering effects of the shutdowns, of people being isolated, of people losing their jobs, is going to have a greater effect on the economy and America in the long run than the disease itself had. It's going to be absolutely fucking insane. There's no way the American people are going to actually stand for this. I mean, they barely stand for the fucking beginning. And for people who wanted to go live their lives to be demonized by the fucking media the way that they were when COVID first hit, there's no way people are going to stand for it a second round. And we're going to see people flip-flop on this shit so quick, it's not even going to be funny. Just like they did with the fucking voter ID recently. You're going to see people flip-flop on this. A lot of governors and a lot of politicians themselves, they want this to happen because they can have more power to start pushing their own policies and pushing their own shit. Watch out for them. Namely, fucking Gavin Newsom, fucking that bitch in Michigan. These people, they are going to go for a power grab like you've never seen before if they continue the way that the narrative is continuing with this fucking variant.
Yeah, and I just wanted to, I want to highlight obviously here, because this is just obviously the subject of our cold open was about Anthony Fauci becoming a fucking lifeguard, and this is the cover of the New Yorker. I don't know if you can see that, but
yeah, no, we actually can see
lifeguard.
It clearer than we've ever been able to see a screen share before from you.
I know, isn't that amazing?
It's fucking insane.
So we're just gonna zoom in on this. There you go. You can see that, right? That's some wild shit. So it's one of those things where, Jay, this is just, I don't know why you would liken Anthony Fauci to a lifeguard. I mean, I feel like he he and a number of other bureaucratic scientists in our government lied to the American people. They hid the truth about what was really behind this virus. They lied about how to stop this virus, and they played up a narrative that simply is turning out to not be true. I mean, what was it last week, Jay, that we posted a video, or we played a video of Jon Stewart of all people buying into the fucking lab leak theory. I mean, there is overwhelming evidence that the virus emerged from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Whether it was what you really need to find out at this point is whether it was done with malicious intent or whether it was an accident. And I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt to at least entertain the idea that it was an accident. But here's a big but, because of
I love big butts.
And I cannot lie. Unlike Dr. Anthony Fauci, who probably loves pancake butt. Now, I will say this: when it comes to the gain of function research, this is something where when you look at how the coronavirus, COVID-19, differed from the original virus that they obtained in 2012 from a cave that in which like 6 miners were infected and I think died. It was 96% identical to the COVID-19 was 96% identical to the original virus that they found in that one cave, in that mine, which suggests that it was actually genetic or biologically engineered or chemically engineered through that gain of function research, which means if you're looking at it through the most cynical lens, given the fact that it's in China through the Chinese Communist Party, there's only one thing that really really piques your interest, and that is the idea that it could potentially be used as a bioweapon. And that's when the discussion and debate about whether there was intent to actually use this as a bioweapon at a later time, or whether it was just simply used now, or it's just like, the lab leak theory might be spot on, but it could be a intentional lab leak. I don't think there have been many people who have suggested that. And I think through, when you're talking about the Chinese Communist Party, you have to almost always think about it through you can never give them the benefit of the doubt. You almost have to always think in a cynical way,
right?
Just given all their human rights atrocities. Just today, and we're going to probably talk about that more on the next episode. Hong Kong's newspaper, Apple Daily, closed after being open for 26 years because of China's new cybersecurity and national security law that impacts Hong Kong, basically ruining their autonomy or whatever autonomy they have left. So it's just a sad thing to see, because now all of their executives have been arrested.
Yeah, but do you remember Trump called Jim Acosta a little bitch? Well, he never did, but he called him like fake news or some shit. I call him a little bitch, and I do that to fucking Brian Stelter as well. And it's insane, because when you go back to look at when Ron Paul Rand Paul was talking to Dr. Fauci and asking him questions about gain of function and stuff like that. And you saw Fauci like tiptoe around it and like give bullshit answers and all that kind of shit. The media rushed to defend Dr. Fauci like that was his that he was their mom or some shit like that. Like they rushed to defend.
That's Grandpa right there. That's Grandpa Fauci.
It was fucking disgusting to watch, because Fauci is a bureaucrat. He works in politics. He is a snake. He is a piece of garbage. He is not your friend whatsoever. And this is one of the biggest cover-ups we have seen happening right here under our noses. And Fauci is lucky as fuck that Trump was president for the media to have something else to go run and look at. I mean, for fuck's sake, even till now, CNN can't get their dicks off of fucking Trump. Till now, they can't stop having.
They really can't.
Yeah, they can't have like Jim Acosta coming out and saying one thing about it or anything. And zero has been done to go back and question Fauci over gain of function when these things have come out over and over again. It's sickening, and it just goes to show exactly what the media is. Garbage. Absolute trash. They are shit. They should be burnt in a fucking trash can. That's what needs to happen to the media. Cable news needs to be burnt to the fucking ground. Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu
Akbar. Okay, so I'm inclined to hear what some of the Habibis think. I mean, obviously, this has been something that's been going on for some time. I mean, it's been the whole reason why we started the show is because of the lockdowns. I mean, like, look, I actually was expecting a lot. I was expecting a lot fewer people to actually watch our show once things started opening back up, but things have only gotten better. So there's obviously like the downside of like thinking of how your lives are going to change once you start going into, getting back to normal. I, obviously an unemployed independent journo, I don't have anything else to do. So I'm just going to keep making this shit. So if people want to watch, they can. But besides the point is, would actually people going back into lockdown from the Delta variant, I mean, it's always going to be around. Like, it's not like something that we're going to have just disappear into the ether. It's not like it's not like going to be like smallpox. They're going to completely eradicate it or eradicate polio. Like, it's just going to be around.
Right. No, I totally agree with you. And for us to be in constant fear, why the fuck aren't we in constant fear of the flu, or in constant fear of like driving to work every morning, or in constant fear of flying, or in constant fear of going and swimming? Well, I mean, Dr. Fauci is your lifeguard. You should be fearful. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's life, man. Just go fucking live it. If you're going to be one of those people that are just going to stay in and be scared and ruin your life, that's fine. You do it for yourself. But to demand that on other people, no, you can go fuck yourself. That's not the way that this is supposed to be done. Safety over freedom never works.
Never works. Abe Eckstein, I think he says, take your money out before Google locks your account.
That's actually a good idea.
I love this. Siraj saying he wants more lockdowns for better viewership. Fuck yeah, I do. You know what?
I'm out here trying to say live your life.
Live your lives, but if your life is going to be completely ruled by the Democrats, just come watch our show. We'll stream 24/7, 69. 24/7, 369, 369.
Hell
days.
Yeah. Well, and also me moving out here, we're going to be Twitch streaming a lot more with gaming and everything. So if you want more information on that, make sure to join our Discord.
Yes. And for obviously all the Habibis, we cleaned up our description section. We now have a link tree. So literally just go down to the description. You can check out all our other links instead of just being barraged by a bunch of shit. Essentially.
100%.
So actually we got to move on to this. With it being Pride Month is actually a big news story. Yes. I actually did not know about this particular football player until he made waves because of Pride Month. And that is the Las Vegas Raiders' Carl Nassib. He actually came out as gay this past week, and he is now the first active NFL player to come out as gay. Now he's on the active NFL roster. People are going to be like, oh, but what about Michael Sam? Well, Michael Sam, he was the first openly gay player to be drafted in the NFL, but he never made an active NFL roster. He made the preseason, and then he was on the preseason roster, and then he was cut before the season began. But what's amazing about this, and props to Carl Nassib for coming out. It's not an easy thing to do, especially in a league where it's a testosterone fueled sport, and there's still a lot of misconceptions about the LGBTQ community. Specifically about the gays playing football and playing sports. I mean, maybe not even like 20, 30 years ago, people were like, there were people who were apprehensive about playing with a gay
Just because
player.
you couldn't make it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't.
Well, are you talking about me specifically?
Yeah, being gay and trying out for the NFL, just because you couldn't make it doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't be able to. It just happens.
Anyways, the immediate story that came out afterwards was that people were looking into his actual they were looking into his records, and you know what they found, Jay?
What? That he killed somebody. That he murdered three children and their mother in their sleeps.
No.
That he drowns kittens for fun.
No.
That he kicks puppies for field goals.
Even worse, Jay.
What did he do?
He's a registered Republican.
Astaghfirullah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's a registered Republican? And he's
filled
gay?
with disgust.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Astaghfirullah.
We got to cancel him now.
He's got
to be canceled.
He's done, man. There's no coming back for him.
No. Being gay in the NFL, that's fine. Being Republican in the NFL, that's another story.
Jay, there's no coming back for him. Coming.
In the back. He's gay. I get it.
So yes. So he is blackballed by all the left. It doesn't matter. He came out as gay, but he's a Republican, so that shit don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Nope, it doesn't. There's one thing that they want on the left, and that is complete 100% essentially ideological symmetry. They don't want anything to diverge from their ideology. If you have any question about anything that the left has as policy, as their belief, as their ideology, they will reject you 100%.
Essentially. One of the things I have to point out here is that Nassib he actually had the #1 selling jersey in the NFL Pro Shop, which kudos and congratulations to him. Another thing, and this is actually, there's a clip out there from when the Raiders were on HBO Hard Knocks, and he was teaching his teammates on the defensive line, because he's a defensive lineman. He was teaching them how to make more money financially without doing anything through compound interest. And that's when I thought, I think even without even looking at or understanding, I think this was before any news came out that he was a Republican. I was like, maybe this guy might be a Republican.
It's really funny that that's when you think that somebody's a Republican is like,
yes,
their financial.
I didn't even think of like, I didn't even think of like Republican straight up. I was like, maybe he's a libertarian at the very least. Because if he talked about crypto, I would have been like, this guy's a fucking libertarian. For sure. Essentially 100%.
Essentially 100%.
So, yeah. Daniel says, what's worse, shirtless and beerless Siraj or the vaccine song? I don't know. Dan, let's find out.
I got the vaccine, you got the vaccine, they got the vaccine, we got the vaccine. We can get back to normal, let me inform you, let's all get the vaccine. It's about community immunity. I'm talking unity for you and me. If Doc says it's good, then trust me, it's good. Now let's all get the vaccine. Alright, there is none higher. DMC, I will inspire. Time for us to trust and not debate. The vaccine, believe it's safe to take. 9 out of 10 people won't get sick. That's 90% effective and legit. This COVID thing is real and it will find you. It's killing our people, let me remind you. Back in the days, there was polio, smallpox. Back in the days. Measles and mumps, man, back in the days. But because of the vaccines, none of those saved. Vaccines, they work to trigger immunity. 2 shots, we got antibody security. We gotta act now, no need to wait. Get your vaccine before it's too late. For real.
For real, Habibis. For real. Whoa, sorry. Got to put that back on. Whoa.
Sorry. I didn't know how when that was ending.
Yeah, we didn't know when it was ending, even though we've watched it 69,000 times.
I mean, we don't do Zoom calls like that often. I mean, at all. No. We don't do Zoom calls like that at all. No way we FaceTime.
No, of course not. No, that's not something we do. Jay, couldn't be me.
No way.
Couldn't be me. Anyways, congratulations to Carl Nassib for essentially 100% coming out. But that is not obviously the biggest news coming out of this past week for Pride. Apparently at the Florida Pride Parade this past weekend, a man actually drove his car through the parade and killed one person. Authorities say it was an accident, but before even any of the facts came out, the immediate response from, I would say, let's just call it the left, was that they were blaming Ron DeSantis for, first of all, they thought it was an anti-homophobic attack. They thought it was directly targeting gay people. Apparently the man who drove, the pickup driver, was actually part of the gay men's chorus of Fort Lauderdale. But it was a very tight-knit group and complete accident, but never let a crisis go to waste, right, Jay? So what did the libs do? They basically accused Ron DeSantis of murder, because what Ron DeSantis did through the Florida state legislature is that they basically made it it's like an anti-rioting law. And what the anti-rioting law states is that people who are driving or get caught up in a riot and are trying to flee through their vehicle to safety will not be held liable for any damage that they inflict in trying to flee to safety. So that includes hitting people well, at this point it would be a riot, because anybody trying to attack that particular car is no longer a protest. As soon as violence erupts, it's no longer a protest. So it may not necessarily be a riot, but it's certainly not a peaceful protest. So,
right.
But the way that definition was stretched was that it made it look like Ron DeSantis was basically giving people the green light to run over protesters, which is not the case. You can't intentionally go and just run over a crowd of protesters. That is first degree murder. That is intentional murder. And I'm just amazed that a tragic accident during what should be a very happy celebratory event, celebrating people's identity through pride. It's just amazing how toxic shit becomes when people try to take politics and just twist it to fit their own standard, or they move the goalposts. It's just sickening.
It really is. And which Democrat was the one who coined that phrase? Never let a good tragedy go to waste.
Never let a crisis go to waste. That was Rahm Emanuel, the former mayor of Chicago, and before that, former White House chief of staff under President
Obama.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting that this is the way their mindset is. This is exactly where they go. They don't let tragedies go to waste in terms of ways to either take away your rights, especially, I mean, after every shooting.
Take away your whites?
Rights, not whites. Your rights.
Okay. I was just about to call you racist.
Get a tan. You whites.
You can't take away my whites.
Well, not until you go to the fucking Florida sun, lay in the beach, and get a fucking tan. I mean, I got a tan in fucking Philly. You're in Florida. Get a tan. Just don't walk anywhere next to Pride pride parades because you might get run over.
Yeah, my God, Jay, you fucking.
Because you will be the gayest one there. I mean, look, the thing about this never letting a tragedy go to waste is absolutely disgusting, and they do this every single time when there's a shooting. They will use those dead bodies to try and take away more of your rights. This mayor used the dead body of this person on this accident in order to shit on DeSantis, in order and try to allow him to get, to have more criticism go against DeSantis. And a lot of people on Twitter actually supported that, quote tweeted it, all of that kind of stuff. And it's funny to see because Twitter came out against fabrications, against like false narratives, against all of this kind of stuff. But it's very funny to see that never, when a false narrative comes from the left side of the spectrum, is ever denounced, is ever cautioned, is ever has a label on it. It's just funny to see. I wonder why something like that happens. And there was no fact check on it either. And there was a half-assed apology from that mayor that came out.
Or for Lord Vidal, whatever the fuck his name was. Yeah. No,
lying piece of shit.
It's all bullshit. They'll never apologize. There's so many people who just never apologize for the bullshit they pull off. And it's not just people on the left, people on the right do it all the time. I mean, it's just
right.
This particular instance is just infuriating because it's one of those things where you look at you can't simply. It's like a shooting. You simply cannot jump to conclusions and not know any of the facts and just say what's going on. It's just like that. But obviously,
like the Colorado shooting too. They jumped on it like it was a white supremacy shooting and stuff, and it came out that this guy was a Muslim from Syria.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Anyways, Kate Hyde says, thank you. Kate says, I'm super chatting to request Siraj and Jay rap the vaccine song themselves in a live performance. Actually, Kate, if you had joined us at Habibi Con, we did just that. We rapped the vaccine.
And we did it live. But you had to be in New York.
Yeah, you had to be wherever the fuck you were. I mean, what the fuck? You can't just join us in DC. Lib. Abe says, I'll pay $420.69 to never play the vaccine song again. You have to pay $420.69 per vaccine song.
And how many times have you played it already?
No.
Like how many vaccine songs there?
All the different vaccine songs.
Vaccine songs. Okay, that's fair. How many are there? There's like 6.
Oh, there were way more than that, Habibi. Yeah. So, what are you drinking tonight?
Me? I am drinking one from Jen. She is one of our Patreon subscribers. She sent me a Indiana straight bourbon whiskey. It's actually new. She saw it and she sent it straight to me to try out. I've drank half of, well, as you can see, more than half. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's actually a really good bourbon. I'm really, really satisfied with it. It tastes really smooth. It's only 92 proof, 46%. As you know, I drink a lot stronger usually, but it's really good. And I'll be drinking this until it's gone every HPH until I move on to another bottle that was given to me by another Habibi, Nate Beebe. He actually gave me a bottle of his favorite bourbon, and I'll be drinking that hopefully once I'm done with this. But this is actually really good. If you guys see a Starlight Distillery Carl Herbert Signature Indiana Bourbon Whiskey, go ahead and give it a try. It's really good. And it's actually really good in old fashions too.
Very, very nice. Well, there is, what's it called? I wanted to highlight our next story, and that is, God damn it, Gretchen. Siraj looks 16. I know. Also, Gretchen now joins the ranks of Jay for being suspended from Twitter. So congratulations, Gretchen.
Welcome.
It's been like looking down on my own funeral all day. They suspended my alt too. I guess I will just have to live here as a Habibi. Let's go.
Let's do it. And also join our Patreon. I mean, join our
No, she's
Discord.
already part of the Patreon. She should join the Discord.
No, I
server,
mean
yes.
the Discord server. Yeah, come on to the Discord server. When I was banned for what was it, 2 months? The only reason why I kept it banned for 2 months was because I wanted to come back on Easter Sunday.
You were literally banned for a week, Jay.
Oh yeah, it was a week, and then I got back. So if you want any tips or on how to get back on, reach out to me on the Discord. I'll help you guys out.
Anyways, so this next story. So Jay, did you know that Jim Crow 2.0 is back?
Oh yeah, and
yeah, like for real back.
I know, because the Democrats are backing it now.
Yeah. So, and this has nothing to do with actual voter ID. This is actually the Vote for the People Act, HR 1, like wide sweeping bill that would centralize elections and all that other bullshit. But let me just read the story off for you.
And I love how, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so the AP reports the Democrats' sweeping attempt to rewrite U.S. election and voting law suffered a major setback in the Senate Tuesday, blocked by a filibuster wall of Republican opposition to what would be the largest overhaul of the electoral system in a generation. The vote leaves the Democrats with no clear path forward, though President Joe Biden declared, "This fight is far from over." It's over, Joe. The bill, known as the For the People Act, would touch on virtually every aspect of how elections are conducted, striking down hurdles to voting that advocates view as the civil rights fight of the era, while also curbing the influence of money in politics and limiting partisan influence over the drawing of congressional districts. But many in the GOP say the measure represents instead a breathtaking federal infringement on states' authority to conduct their own elections without fraud, and is meant to ultimately benefit Democrats. It failed on a 50-50 vote after Republicans, some of whom derided the bill as the Screw the People Act, denied Democrats the 60 votes needed to begin debate under Senate rules. Vice President Kamala Harris, the first black woman to hold her office, presided over the chamber as the bill failed to break past that filibuster barrier. Biden praised Senate Democrats for standing together against the ongoing assault of voter suppression that represents a Jim Crow era in the 21st century. You see? Jim Crow. In a statement from the White House, he said that in their actions, though unsuccessful on Tuesday, they took the next step forward in this continuous struggle. The rejection forces Democrats to reckon with what comes next for the top legislative priority in the narrowly divided Senate. You know what that is, Jay?
Tell me.
They're going to fucking arrest Donald Trump.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go.
And I love how after it's a 50-50 split, you had fucking AOC come out and say how a minority of senators... It's a 50-50 split, you dumb bitch. You didn't even have all of your fucking Democratic buddies voting for this shit. Because one, it's not a fucking voting rights bill. And the thing is, AP, credit to them, because the first couple of sentences, they actually said it properly because it was a sweeping nationalization of voting. It wasn't a voting rights bill. It had nothing to do with making voting easier for anybody. It had nothing to do with a voting rights bill because the thing is, and as much as we regret it to this day, women have the right to vote, unfortunately. So it has nothing to do with a voting rights bill. Everyone has the right to vote. And it's just disgusting when you see the media play this propaganda. It's absolute propaganda. The media plays propaganda for political parties, whether it be Fox News, MSNBC, the Daily Caller, the fucking Huffington Post, whatever it is. These people write articles and write reports and do reporting in favor of the political party they are supporting. So if you watch NBC, like Joy Reid calling it like a threat to voting rights, a threat to democracy, Jim Crow 2.0, you're a fucking dumbass. Because to believe a dumb bitch like Joy Reid or Maddow or Chris Hayes or Sean Hannity or fucking Don Lemon or Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker?
Is it Chris
The
Tucker?
actor?
What is his name? No, not Chris Tucker. The white guy on
Chris
Fox
Tucker?
News. No, wait, it's
You mean
not Chris
from Rush
Tucker,
Hour?
right?
Chris Tucker from Rush
Wait.
Hour.
Wait. That's Rush Hour. Wait. Who's the guy on Fox?
Jackie
Tucker
Chan.
Carlson. Sorry. Tucker Carlson. If you watch these people, you actually believe what they have to say and support what they have to say and stuff. You are being fed propaganda and you're believing this propaganda. So if you believe that this was a threat against voting rights, a threat against democracy, a threat against all of this kind of stuff, this was Jim Crow 2.0, and you were queening fucking Stacey Abrams when she was saying that shit, you look like a fucking dumbass now when they turn around and say, actually, we support voter ID. And
Amazing.
honestly,
Amazing.
it's fucking
Look how
disgusting.
racist
And they will not.
Look how
they will
fucking
not,
racist they're being now.
And nobody's questioning it. Like you have Manju running around asking fucking Manchin, oh, do you support the filibuster? And then go and run into cinema. Oh, do you support the filibuster? And then run into fucking Manchin. Oh, do you support the filibuster? And then run into fucking cinema. Oh, do you support the filibuster? You are you're worthless. Why the fuck are you being paid? It makes zero sense that this guy is doing it the way he's doing. Now, one question about that fucking Sheldon Whedon, whatever the fuck his name is, being a part of an elite group, which is all white golfing club. And
Did you just call him Sheldon Whedon?
Whatever the fuck his name is, it's a white name. And then this fucking
He literally has white in his last name.
The fucking Democrats, every Democrat flip flopped like a fucking bitch on this, and not one question to them, not one.
Okay, so
why is that? Why?
One thing, real quick. Ben says, "I love Chris Tucker." Ooh,
I do too. I love Chris Tucker.
All right, can I tell you something that's gonna fucking blow your mind?
Tell me. He was white before he was black.
No, even worse.
What is it?
He actually was on Jeffrey Epstein's. He was on Jeffrey Epstein's one of his planes. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Just like Bill Clinton was.
One
No.
of his private jets. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I'm looking for it. There was actually, I shit you not. You remember there was a video from VH1. It was like, Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous.
Oh yeah, and it was about
And they were like
Jeffrey
talking
Epstein.
about Jeffrey Epstein and talking about like his private flights. They literally say in the episode, in that segment, that he was taking flights with Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and Chris Tucker.
Holy shit! They just. Well, this must have been after Rush Hour 2 when Chris Tucker was actually,
Yeah.
famous.
So I'm sorry, Ben. You're fired.
Finally. God, the guy
Finally,
is.
pack your shit and get out. Abe Eckstein says all women should have the right to vote besides Jenna Rubin.
Mashallah. This is. I support this rule. I support it.
Actually, did you see she had a major not heel turn. Of course, I don't know what type of career trajectory she's on now, but apparently she's turning on Merrick Garland now. She wrote when Merrick Garland was confirmed in February that he was the perfect man for the job, and now she's writing now that Merrick Garland is, the wrong pick. So obviously, we're not going to get into that, but it's just kind of, I just obviously had to highlight it. But getting back into the For the People Act, this is the main opposition, obviously, that people tend to overlook, because this is, again, a wide sweeping bill. It's not just designed to address one issue. It's designed to address several things. One of which is nationalizing and federalizing elections, which right now every state runs their own election. And when you have every state run their own election, every state can dictate the rules that best fits their own residents in their own state. And you make it harder for people, bad actors, to hack into your system. So if you have one system, a federal system of voting, You only need a hacker to target one system as opposed to 50. When you have that, when you have it nationalized, it becomes infinitely easier to try to rig elections. I know there's still a lot of talk about election rigging, especially when it comes to the 2020 election. And look, we're not going to get into that debate right now. But I'm just saying, if you thought that was bad, nationalizing elections is going to be infinitely worse. So, then you'll never have, I mean, you basically would ruin democracy right there and then, because you'll never have a free and fair election.
No. And what the fuck does some bitch in Berkeley, California have to do with Kentucky? You know what I mean? Like, it makes zero sense to nationalize any fucking election that way, except for the presidency. Like, it's stupid.
No. I think you missed my point. Nationalizing elections, even on the presidential level, because even presidential elections are run by the states.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
I see what you're saying. So the
election law would apply to all 50 states, not 50 states imposing their own election laws.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So sorry.
So effectively getting rid of like
if you have the federal government,
every state.
No, literally, Jay, I shit you not. With given how you and I trust the government so much,
absolutely,
being of our backgrounds and respective faiths, you being obviously an atheist and me a Muslim who's going to heaven, you going to hell, of course. The amount of faith that we have in the federal government is next to none. Now imagine the federal government completely controlling all aspects of election law. There will never, I repeat, there will never be a free and fair election so long as the federal government dictates the rules that happen on election day, whether it be midterm elections or it be presidential elections, state and local elections. We're all going to be fucked. So, he just needs to install me as the leader, as the caliph, and impose Sharia, and this will all be over. So,
absolutely, not you, but Ern.
Yes, that's right. Ern.
I can't believe
he is the shadow.
Ern,
I am the
just because Ern is back in Virginia and not there doesn't mean you can start this coup. I will not allow it. Okay. I will not allow it.
Astaghfirullah.
Okay, as long as you say astaghfirullah 69 times, I will not tell Ern what just happened.
But obviously, Jay, people have been likening this whole filibuster thing to things like continuing to uphold white supremacy to even just. I have seen, and I don't have the clip on me right now, I have seen people on MSNBC comparing this to fucking slavery. Why are people doing this? I just,
for the shock factor, and because they know the people who watch their show are fucking dumb as shit.
They just eat it up. It drives me nuts.
They eat it the fuck up, and then especially if they're white, they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I am that bad. I am that bad." It's like, bitch, you had nothing to do with any of that shit that happened. You're living your life completely free of that. You are not held accountable for the sins of your father, grandfather, great-grandfather. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So
watching fucking NBCers and Fox News people too.
All right. So Jay,
destroy cable news.
I will say this.
Only watch Habibi Power Hour.
Now, I don't have the links on me because I was literally preparing this at the last minute. But Juneteenth happened this past weekend. It's the first time it's ever been recognized as a national holiday. And it's fucking great. I'm glad that this is we finally have a federal holiday to recognize the end of slavery. We never had that until 2021. So props to Joe Biden for doing that. I actually think it's a very good thing.
I do too.
But of course, everybody's going to make a fucking they're bones to pick about everything. Okay. No, there are people who will never be happy about Juneteenth or about anything.
Yes.
Let's start with Charlie Kirk. Fucking Charlie Kirk, who I would say I'd say as recently as 2020 was saying that we need to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. as soon as it becomes a federal holiday, or as soon as there's a discussion about it becoming a federal holiday, this motherfucker says this is an affront to America's actual day of independence, July 4th.
It's so fucking stupid.
Saying, like, how dare the left do this? How dare they do this? How dare they try to take away from America and the summer holiday of July 4th and recognizing our freedom? And I just, like, this dude has absolute brainworms. I do not understand where the fuck this guy is coming from. And honestly, look, if Donald Trump made Juneteenth a federal holiday, which he definitely had the opportunity to do and didn't, he would deserve credit for it.
Right.
Without question. And Charlie Kirk, who is a stupid fucking asshole. Well, I don't say call him an asshole. Let's just call him a dumb fuck. I want to use the J word, a dumb fuck. He was basically calling for it to become a federal holiday in 2020, and then completely changes its tune now that a Democrat does it. And look, Jay, you and I dunk on Democrats all the time, but when they get something right, and they deserve credit for it. And Joe Biden and the House Democrats and House and Senate Democrats, actually, I would say the entire Senate, because it passed by unanimous consent, there are only 14 Republicans in the House who voted against it. And honestly, those are the same type of people who think like Charlie Kirk that it's going to be like taking away from July 4th, which is bullshit.
Dude, absolute bullshit. It's absolute 100% essentially bullshit. It was already a state holiday in Texas, was it not?
No, so Juneteenth was when I believe it was the U.S. Army reading telling the slaves in Galveston, Texas, 2 years after I want to say either the 13th Amendment was passed or the Emancipation Proclamation.
I think the 13th Amendment.
I think it was the 13th Amendment that they were free. And so that was like the final set of slaves officially that they told were free. And so that was on June 19th. I hope that's what I got right. But yeah, there's just, but here's also another thing. And I just want to highlight, obviously, that's the GOP and the right's opposition to it. The left's opposition to it is also very interesting because now you're getting into this territory where you're having, like, you know, our buddies Ryan Long and Danny Polishuk, who the Habibis absolutely hate, with their woke versus racist thing. This is a perfect woke versus racist type of deal, where you're having people on the left decry anyone celebrating Juneteenth. Like, why should white people have Juneteenth off? You know, it's terrible. That's racist. Like, right? Do you listen to yourselves? What do you actually think before you tweet? Like, there's so many of these tweets I couldn't listen to them because they're just it was a narrative.
It's so stupid because the thing is like, who fought for the freedom of slaves? There were white people who did it themselves too. I mean, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I feel like we have moved so backwards because when I was growing up, and I think like in the 1990s and 2000s,
because you're 5'4" still.
Right.
You're
I'm still
boy.
5'4". Yeah. Everyone who was at the Habibi Con can attest that I am 5'4". It is fucking insane how small I am. This is a 4-inch glass.
That's just your head right there.
Right. But what I'm saying is that I feel like we've moved so backwards on what it is about race relations, and especially with this fucking shit, critical race theory that is being taught within elementary, high schools, and fucking colleges, that is just disgusting. It's absolutely sick. You do not have to see every issue through the lens of race. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because if you're pretending like it makes a difference looking through the lens of race, then you are yourself saying that there's a difference between being black and white and Asian and whatever. That there's an essential difference, an innate difference in it being a white person compared to being a black person compared to being a Asian person. Meaning you're
what do you
born
mean
with
by
a
innate?
difference.
Can I just ask like for clarification? What do you mean by like innate difference?
Like you're born with a difference. Like there's a characteristic within you for being white that makes you different than being a black person. And that's what's being taught with CRT. It's being taught that if you're white, you need to reaffirm your whiteness, and you need to know how to.
No, it's not reaffirm your
tone
whiteness.
down your whiteness.
You have to renounce it. I thought.
We're not reaffirm. Announce it and tone down your whiteness and stuff like that. Because being white in of itself means you're evil, and I think it's very, very disgusting, and I think it's a disgusting ideology and a cult-like behavior that's being taught to individuals within public schools. This type of shit needs to be banned, in my opinion, and that's why you have these leftists coming out against people celebrating Juneteenth who are not the right skin color. And it's like, fuck you. Any skin color can celebrate the idea of freedom. And we are so far past what happened that you yourself, who are saying white people can't celebrate it, have no idea what the people back then experienced or went through themselves at all. Just because you're black in 2021 doesn't mean you experienced what it was like to be black in 1765. Like, go fuck yourself.
Jesus Christ. So, Jay, I just want to point out, well, first of all, Prismist says Siraj reaffirmed his whiteness with that beard shave. Okay, all right. So I think there is a way to approach this in which you don't outright. No, I know this is probably why I disagree with you. I think there should be tenets within our education system that remind people about the true history of this country, not some whitewashed version in which, the U.S. is always the good guys, because there have been many times in which our government specifically has been in the wrong. And we have the American people over the course of the last 240 plus years have pushed back to make change happen in this country. So from outlawing slavery to giving people of color the right to vote, to giving women the right to vote, to letting people of different races marry each other through Loving v. Virginia in 1967. I mean, there are things that have happened over the course of our nation's history that are simply make this country stronger. And
absolutely,
where I think critical race theory, not the bastardized version of it, but at least the central tenet of it. And again, critical race theory is a very broad brush term, but there are certain things within it that I think we can at least pick and choose from and say these are good things to teach, and that is to at least be upfront and real about teaching our children what actually, not some propaganda version of American history, but like what actually happened. And unfortunately, there have been a lot of bad actors like Ibram Kendi, Robin DiAngelo, Sean King, Nicole Hannah-Jones, who have elevated their platforms to try to use, basically drag critical race theory through the mud and make it something it's not supposed to be.
No.
If critical race theory go ahead.
No, critical race theory is an ideology based on viewing certain aspects of reality through the lens of race. History is not critical race theory. History is history. I understand, and I agree with you.
That intersection. I
agree with you. There are some aspects within history class, within learning about American history, that deserves a much broader and more specific understanding of what happened. Mm-hmm. But what critical race theory is, and what it's being taught in schools as is basically your whiteness, your privilege, and any other aspect of you in your life defines you as who you are. Meaning that if you're white now, you have to pay for what white people did in the past. It's not viewing the authentic race. It's not race, but it's not viewing authentic history as it happened. Like, you are not responsible for what happened on 9/11, for instance. You know what I mean? Because being Pakistani
Jay,
or being Arab.
Why would you take that away from me?
Look, just because Ahmed was my uncle, okay? He wasn't yours. But you get what I'm saying. And where I'm going with this is critical race theory and the way it's being taught in elementary, in high schools, and in colleges is not about like, oh, this is what really happened as slavery happened. No, it's that you being white, you inherit the atrocities that your ancestors did to other people for being white.
Okay, so like again, critical race theory. I saw Anthony comment that critical race theory is. Oh God, where is it? I should have just highlighted it when I saw it. I won't find it. Will I? Oh, he said, okay, Siraj, that's history. CRT is not history. It's entirely based in ideology and race. Yes, I get that. I guess that's entirely based in ideology and race. What I'm saying, though, is that the way they view history, in a sense, is a little bit more is unsympathetic to the U.S. propaganda version of history. And that is where I agree with them, that history should be based on facts, not based on what the government of that particular nation wanted something to be portrayed. Because as you and I both know, Jay, history is told by the victors. And in this case, there have been many, many times in which you and I have learned things in our history books. I mean, we're talking about Tulsa Race Massacre a few weeks ago. I had never learned about it. I never learned about it in school. You learned about it because you went to school in Oklahoma for a part of your upbringing. And that is just something right there where I think people would benefit from learning the real history. And maybe it's not through critical race theory. I think at this point, critical race theory is something that I wouldn't say, I say it's only a matter of time, really, that it's going to be repackaged and rebranded as something completely different that's more palatable to those audiences that oppose critical race theory. And it won't be until they catch on, in which obviously it will probably face a lot more pushback. I mean, you saw what happened in Loudoun County, Virginia this week at these school board meetings. And look, there are certainly, it reminds me of sort of the whole debate like a decade or so ago about the discussion or the debate being had between in the education system about teaching creationism versus evolution. You remember that? Do you remember that debate, Jay?
I do. Mm-hmm.
So, that's obviously a more like tame debate being had because that's more based on religion. And there are people who are Jewish and Muslim who believe in the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, just like Christians do. But it was mainly Christians who, were the main ones who were proposing that creationism be taught in schools, as opposed to evolution. And that is just like that's like an abstract, obviously, concept. And critical race theory, I guess, within this particular context, within this era, it is so closely linked to our current politic of the day that it is almost impossible to get that accepted by the masses because, what are the two things you don't mix into, discussions, Jay? It's politics and religion. Those are the two things that everyone says to avoid. In this case, critical race theory has become way too politicized, I think, for it to be accepted. by any.
It's also like a religion. It's also like a religion.
It is like a religion. Politics has become a religion, but also I want to say that in the Daily Show they posted this tweet, which is obviously I think they were trying as an attempt at the joke. It's obviously not a good joke, but they said they were obviously saying like Happy Juneteenth, the only federal holiday that's banned in 15 states, which is not true. They were trying to obviously make a dunk on the red states that banned critical race theory from being taught in their schools. And that was 5 states, but critical race theory doesn't exclude Juneteenth from being taught in schools, does it? Do you know, Jay? I don't know. I don't think there's anything within those laws that say it's illegal to teach about Juneteenth to children in schools.
Right. And also the Florida law as well, when DeSantis put that in, also went through extensive clarification to say that anything to do with slavery and anything to do with those type of historical events will not be banned from being taught. It is the main foundation what critical race theory is, and that is where and it's in the name. Critical race theory, critical thinking is like critical thinking through the lens of race. Mm-hmm. They want to make everything racial. Everything is a race issue. And you're seeing it happening more and more. And these diversity training things that are bringing in racial, critical race theory training is dividing people even more when it comes to race. Teaching about history shouldn't be teaching about white people being bad and all of that kind of stuff.
I agree. I agree with you on that. I think there is
in relation to that time period.
I think the only part where I align with proponents of critical race theory is that when it comes to history being taught, it should not be a propagandized version by the state or local government or by the federal government within textbooks that they give America a rosier filter than what it deserves. I mean, the U.S. government has committed tons of atrocities, and every person born in this country, I would hope that they are proud to be who they are and proud to be from the country that they're from. And if someone immigrates to the United States and they become an American, I hope that they're proud to be an American. There are so many things in which you can actually be proud of this country and still recognize a lot of the flaws that it had and still continues to deal with today. And that was the only thing I'd say I agree with CRT proponents. But everything else just seems like a bastardized political version of trying to have some level of white guilt. And I don't know if I want to call it Marxism, because it seems so like rudimentary, just like branded as Marxism or socialist. But it is, I think, designed to do more harm than good, unfortunately, at least in schools. I mean, if people want to go out and seek that knowledge themselves, so be it. But making it like a mandated thing within schools, I feel like that's a bridge too far. So anyways, Jeremy says there's nothing useful in critical theory. It's not a theory. It's an unfalsifiable hypothesis. It starts with a conclusion and looks for evidence. Okay, Jay, let's get to our favorite section that we only started this past week, and I immediately started getting dunked on. And that is our all quick items. Fuck me, right?
No, but really, I mean, look, Siraj.
What?
1 minute and 69 seconds is not quick, right? It's commendable. It's pretty good. It's not bad.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We're going to be covering a lot of these stories, probably in more detail on our premium show. But the very first one is that we have a couple of SCOTUS items. The Supreme Court, they actually are backing payments to student athletes in this NCAA case. Now, the Supreme Court, they unanimously ruled 9-0. They unanimously ruled on Monday that the NCAA could not bar relatively modest payments to student athletes, a decision that underscored the growing challenges to a college sports system that generates huge sums for schools, but provides little or no compensation to the players. The decision concerned only payments and other benefits related to education, but its logic suggested that the court may be open to a head-on challenge to the ban by the NCAA on paying athletes for their participation in sports that brings billions of dollars in revenue to American colleges and universities. So that right there, Jay, I mean, it's a good move. I'm happy for. Look,
I'm so happy for that
NCAA.
shit.
They are, South Park did such a great episode about critiquing the NCAA, but they did it in like the most like savage manner through the use of crack babies. Did you see that? They're literally having like a crack baby. They're like having a crack baby tournament. It was so fucking. It was just so. It was just so over the top. Classic South Park, but it was just really helped open your eyes about sort of like what the NCAA is up to. They're really exploiting these athletes and dismiss them by dubbing them as student athletes, saying that, oh, you're getting paid in education. No, fuck that. Look how much money someone like Zion Williamson brings to not only Duke University, but also the ACC in TV ad revenue and merch sales. I mean, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Right. They're paying millions of dollars that they pay to the coaches.
Yeah, they're paying millions of dollars salaries to these coaches, and the athletes are getting absolute dick shit. It's just it's terrible.
And it's like what Stacey Menes was saying. That's exactly it. They're just free money to universities. That's exactly what they are. I mean, people are able to make these facilities and all that kind of stuff off of the backs of these athletes. Yeah. And I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. Another really good thing that happened from the Supreme Court is that they actually sided with a high school cheerleader who cursed online. Now, they ruled in her favor. Now, she's obviously a former high school cheerleader who argued that she cannot be punished by her public school for posting a profanity-laced caption on Snapchat when she was off school grounds. The case involving a Pennsylvania teenager was closely watched to see how the court would handle the free speech rights of some 50 million public school children and the concerns of schools over off-campus and online speech that could amount to a disruption of the school's mission or rise to the level of bullying or threats. The 8-1 majority opinion was penned by Stephen Breyer. Who gives a fuck what he has to say? But it was 8-1. And I will say this, Jay, this is great for the First Amendment, great for free speech. No one should be punished by an entity if they're doing it. I'm sorry, within schools, because obviously, Jay, I could post a dick pic and get fired by my job tomorrow. I don't have a job.
You don't have a job.
So we're actually
and also here at Habibi Bros, we encourage dick pics. I mean, no, actually, do not send us dick pics. The fuck.
Jay, hold up real quick. I really gotta go pee.
Go for it. As you go pee, I will look at the comments from the Habibis. And I agree right here with all of this. Is it DeSantis or DeSantis? DeSantis nuts. Absolutely, Joshua. And honestly, like from today until July 4th, I'm patriotic as fuck right now. That's why I'm drinking bourbon and bourbon only. I mean, I drink bourbon only all the fucking time. No, not Steve, not to me, but to Siraj. Send them to Siraj. You can send them to sirajhashmi@gmail.com. Well, Daniel, you can tell her yourself. And honestly, my mom was absolutely fantastic during Habibi Con. And hopefully she'll make it to the next Habibi Con too, which will probably be in Vegas next year. That's exactly where it's going to be. I'll keep that on for a little while. Oh man. Descent gaze. Descent gaze. Descent gaze. Yes, BP. Vegas. I think Vegas is where it's going to be. Absolutely. Markel, Fort Roses is actually pretty good. It's a good bourbon. I don't mind it.
Man,
Briar, before the 2022 midterms? No, maybe before 2024. I don't think he's going to give a shit about 2022. But maybe. Briar. Will he be retiring before 2022? I think before 2024, maybe. Make that an issue. Mary, I'll be there because Jay is buying my ticket. God damn it. Why the fuck did I click on this?
Oh,
yes,
man.
I will be buying your ticket here, Mom.
Yeah, you better be buying her a ticket. All right, Jay. This is my favorite story of the entire evening. You know how I have this here in the background? My boy, John Weaver on Siraj, which is obviously not the probably best phrasing of the entire statement. But the group, the Lincoln Project, they actually hired a law firm. And you know how this always goes. You hire a third party, outside party law firm to investigate any allegations of wrongdoing and harassment. And guess what, Jay? Guess what they found?
They found that there was absolute wrongdoing. There was embezzlement from the company that they knew about. That every one of the fucking founders knew about John Weaver. That the Lincoln Project was used to groom little boys for John Weaver. They knew all of this stuff, right? That's what they found.
Jay, you would be right in the fact that you're absolutely fucking wrong, because what happened was that the law firm that they hired to review the allegations of harassment against one of his co-founders, John Weaver, said they found no information indicating that leaders of the anti-Trump political group were aware of the accusations before they were reported by news outlets. So what are you going to do, Jay? Fuck us, right?
Fuck. I can't believe that they ran with that headline either. That is 100% essentially complete bullshit.
It is bullshit. It's also bullshit, Jay? Did you know about this Sheldon Whedon you were talking about?
No, Sheldon White's Only House.
Sheldon White's Only House, that's right. So Sheldon White's Only House apparently is reported that he is part of a quote-unquote elite country club or whatever fucking club. You know what that means? You know what elite means, Jay?
Means white.
White only. And I shit you not, he actually was asked about it by a reporter. Watch this shit. Is it here? Do I have it? Fuck, I don't have it. God damn it, Siraj.
God, why do you have to be such a boomer all the time? And you have interns. I mean, we have interns. Fucking.
I actually did not utilize my.
What the fuck are you doing, Sax? What the hell are you doing?
God damn it, Sax.
You fuck. We gotta sack him. Hashtag Sax.
No, I'm just uploading the clip right now. Here we go. Here's what happened.
Okay, back in 2017, you had expressed concerns about the membership of the all-white Bailey's Beach Club, said that you hoped it would become more diverse. Now, your family's been members, your wife is one of the largest shareholders. Has there been any traction in that? Are there any minority members of the club now?
I think the people who are running the place are still working on that, and I'm sorry it hasn't happened yet.
Do you have concerns in 2021? I mean, obviously it's been 4 years. You had remarks on the floor following the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd saying, hoping to root out systemic racism in the country. Your thoughts on an elite, all-white, wealthy club, again, in this day and age, should these clubs continue to exist?
It's a long tradition in Rhode Island, and there are many of them. I think we just need to work our way through the issues. Thank you.
The car's here. You have to continue.
It's a long tradition,
Jay.
Long and hard tradition.
Jinx, now I have to suck your dick. I mean, what?
Which is unfortunately not long and hard.
Hey, I can work with 4. I mean,
I can't. Oh my god. All right. So thank you, Sheldon Whitehouse, for that absolute fuckery. Oh my god. Hold on one second before I get to that. Robert Jeffers says, I am shocked that the law firm who donated massive amounts of money to Lincoln Project investigated Lincoln Project and found them totally cool. Abe Eckstein says, are we going to talk about how lost Biden was with the teleprompter today? It's really sad what they're doing to this old man. I missed it completely, but you know what?
I didn't see it either.
That's a day ending. Why?
Right. Every time he has a fucking news conference or is reading a teleprompter or anything, he looks lost as fuck.
And here we go. Got this Faye BB message. Thank you, Faye, for one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Siraj.
You have to like raise up your chair.
Yeah, I feel like you, Jay, having to like stand up on my tippy toes to try to see over the car dashboard. Saying, Siraj, please use this. Let's get under there. Siraj, please use this money to buy a decent shirt or even a pink one. Your bare chest currently looks like a baby's bottom. Nordstrom's is having a sale. Also, when you're barefaced, you look like your buddy Ryan, and one of those is enough. Thanks for a fun show. Thank you, Faye. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Always. Faye just knows how to dunk. She just really
she does. It's really insanely amazing, and it's a tradition. That is the real tradition.
Yeah, that is a tradition unlike any other, Jay. So, yes. But Jay, there is a new tradition that's going to happen on.
Tell me.
And that is Netflix is going all in on furries. Did you know about this? Did you hear about this?
Well, I saw it, especially because I was tagged like a million times to the one beaver saying ass first, personality second.
I got the whole trailer right here for the Habibis to watch. Give me one.
Let's see.
Are you ready for this? I'm going to remove the banner so you guys can see
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
I want to get married. I want to have babies. Before I'm like 26, do you have health insurance?
Welcome to the strangest blind date ever.
Hey, how you doing? Damn, how you doing?
Could you fall in love with someone based on personality alone?
What is your ideal woman?
Personality for me is everything. Ass first, personality second.
You're the best looking devil I've ever seen.
This is really weird right now.
Would you count this as a weird experience for you?
Cheers.
So I like your fin.
So what if I pick you and I'm not what you expect underneath?
Oh my God!
I've kissed this girl and I don't know what she looks like.
I'm literally just like in love with the moment.
Pull.
Oh! Whip it. Oh! Time has come.
This is going to be really tough for me.
I can't choose both of you. I've made my decision.
My sexy beast is...
There's interspecies relationships happening on my grounds. I won't stand for it.
Jay, first of all, how the fuck did they not get Beto O'Rourke in this show?
I don't know.
I'm amazed. Absolutely amazed. I'm shocked. But I'm also shocked that they didn't bring you in to say that line. Ass first.
They should have. That's exactly what it is.
That is cultural appropriation. That is cultural appropriation, Jay.
It is 100%. God damn.
Rachel, thank you. Says, did you guys see the Karen trailer and did you know it was real? Like really real? I briefly saw
I watched it. I watched the whole thing.
It did not look good.
No, it was fucking disgusting. It was so fucking weird.
Mary sending a super sticker. I don't know what that says, but thank you.
But why is it red? The funny thing is like red is like $100 or above,
or
but you only said 99 cents, or maybe under $1 too.
Maybe
That's weird.
$1 too. Maybe it's $100,000. I don't know.
Jordan Lethal.
Jay's culture is not your dating show. Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly right.
Jordan gets it. Bart the Tree Guest is demonetized for showing blowhole. Jay, of all of those people on that particular show on Sexy Beast, whose ass would you eat?
Jesus. That's really, really crazy. I don't maybe Panda because it's Asian.
The Panda. Oh my God, Jay. You can't just assume a furry's race, Jay. Just because
I'm actually, and they're not Asian, that's cultural appropriation, and they're fucking racist.
It actually is. That's true. You go. You live by the woke. You die by the woke. That's what happens.
Exactly right.
So that has been our all quick items, which actually has been much quicker than I am in bed. So thank you for that. Now we get to our favorite section, which is Ask Us Anything. So Habibis, we got a few minutes left. We will take your questions. We'll take your super chats. We'll take it all. Jay will definitely take it all because have you seen that ass? Dude needs to wear Depends.
You motherfucker. You said you would not ever say any of that stuff.
Oh, Mary. Oh, sorry. Says your Aunt Tammy is pulling up the show Sexy Beast right now. Oh my God.
Yeah. They're all together right now, so they're gonna watch it.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Faye's asking, what is the Karen movie? What's the best way?
Yeah, go get that thing. And
I'll go.
Sham, I was in Oklahoma City.
Do it over here.
That's where I was, and I think you can stream the Karen trailer.
Yeah, I just wanted to download it real quick on. Let's see, I think it's on Twitter, so I could just download that. And oh man, that is.
Bart,
I haven't actually seen it in full. So
when did you send the 20? You sent the 20, Bart. I am very, very. I apologize, Bart. Just name a location and where. I did say 20 is a 20. We can get that over and done with. Bring your mom. Sorry, Rami. You cannot come to Habibi Khan. It's 18 and over. Hey, he's 14, bro. Slow down.
Oh, Jay, way to make me feel particularly awful. You fucking bitch.
Mary Newsom with $14.99. No question, but thanks for an awesome show. This and every week, fellas. You're all awesome, even if there are too many nipples. Thank you very much, Mary. And I'm glad
we are making up. We're really just making up for lost nipple. Okay, there have not been enough nipples. So after
Rachel coming in, is this the most you've made in super chat in one HBH? And if so, can I have some money? Honestly, we're not sure until the end.
Yeah, we won't.
But if you want some money, you could Ben Flynn. Ben Flynn, Rachel.
Billy Flynn?
Billy Flynn. Look, God damn it.
Billy Flynn.
Yes. Billy Flynn.
He's
got the money. We don't got the money, Rachel. Billy Flynn's got the money.
It's Billy Finn.
Billy Finn. Billy Finn.
Billy Flynn.
Did you get the...
I got it. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Let's unhighlight that comment. Let's just play it. I got it. Here we go.
I guess this is a long way from East Point.
Baby, you just gotta give it a chance.
Tell me about your new neighbors.
They're black. Do you mind keeping it down? If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
Somebody's taking home security serious.
Hi, I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Wait a minute. We have a white entitled neighbor named Karen.
Karen, hey, enjoy yourself.
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen. I've come across some very suspecting teenagers.
Suspecting?
Can you please hurry up? Please, they're very aggressive. Yep.
I left my wallet with my ID at home.
Leave us alone. We didn't do anything.
How the heck did you end up moving to this neighborhood? Next thing you know, we have criminals. You take care of him, and I will take care of her.
Would you mind stepping out of the car?
My office has uncovered some disturbing information on her and her brother.
She doesn't like black people.
We have a search warrant.
Well, I'm black.
I know, she doesn't like you either.
I want to sell the house.
What'd I do? You can't tell me, huh?
We are living next door to a racist. You went in her house?
You wouldn't want your wife to know our little secret, right?
That was not standard police procedure back there.
What do we have here?
We got a hammer. Everything looks like nails.
You people are very angry.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
Yo, Jay, we should.
It's scary as shit.
We should legit watch this movie as part of some sort of watch party. It looks that fucking incredible.
I think that would be absolutely amazing. Join our Discord. We'll watch it.
Oh my god, Jay.
We'll do a watch party.
I will not accept any answer from anyone who worked on this project saying that that they genuinely wanted to do something positive with this. There is no fucking way anyone genuinely made this movie and said this is going to be a fucking Oscar winner.
No,
this is the next Get Out, Jay.
Actually, Get Out was a pretty good movie.
I still haven't seen it.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't watched it.
I gotta watch. I mean,
I don't really watch movies, Jay. I probably should watch it, but I
probably already have like a bunch of spoilers already. But you should.
I have not seen anything. I have not even read anything on it. I will watch it completely blind. If I could do it on a Twitch stream and watch just the whole movie front to back on the Twitch stream, I'd do it. Oh, Abe. Way ahead of you, buddy. Here we go. Where is that? Which one are you looking for, though?
I got the vaccine. You got the vaccine. They got the vaccine. We got the vaccine. We can get back to normal. Let me inform you. Let's all get the vaccine.
Or was it this one?
Hiya, Pfizer.
Hi, Ben.
You got any extra shots?
Sure, Ben.
Sleeves up.
I'm a Pfizer girl in a COVID world. I'm the classic, mRNA-tastic, 95%. There's no argument. Got no contagion with my vaccination.
Or was it this one?
Mr. Biden, bring my vaccine. Keep me protected from COVID-19.
Or was it this one?
When we poke ya, well, we know you're gonna be safe from COVID infecting you. When you go out, yeah, I know you're gonna hug and not worry, it might kill you. And we will shoot 500 vials and we will stick 500 more.
Or was it this one?
Hey baby, has the virus got you afraid?
Masks you've worn and home you've stayed. If the pandemic has got you lonesome and blue, well, honey, I've got the remedy for you. Other boys might buy you diamonds and pearls, but I know what's on the mind of all the girls. I have something you need, I've got what you want. Let the rest stand in line, I'll get you to the front. I'm your vaccine daddy, I've got the connections to get you your injections.
Vaccine daddy.
I'm gonna treat all your troubles.
Vaccine daddy.
And hey, my doses are doubles. No more nights of isolation. You're gonna dig my big inoculation.
Yeah, so there we go. I think we covered all of them, right? There are probably more of them.
I think we will find more, but I think
we'll definitely find more. But that's as I guess we'll just have to do it. I just have to note, the actress who plays Karen in what's it called? In
Karen.
I'm sorry, fuck me. The actress who plays Karen in the movie Karen.
In the movie Karen.
She was in Orange is the New Black, and I actually thought she was semi-decent in that show.
No, she really was.
I stopped watching.
I think she was really good.
But then I stopped watching it just because, I get tired of this shit.
I only watched up to season 2.
I watched 2 seasons. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I got nothing else left in the tank for it. So
Orange is the New Black, Breaking Bad, Sopranos, The Wire, The Shield. Those 5, I stopped after season 3. Lost after season 2. Like I can't stay on it for more than that. And then I watched the last episode of the season finale, and then that's it.
Yeah. James says, "What do you think was the budget for Karen?" Oh my God. I can't imagine anyone.
$32 million.
That has to be a very high budget because honestly, if you're involved in that project, I hope you're being paid well, because anyone being paid less than what anyone being paid like less than a few $1 million to do that shit. I truly hope that they get evaluated, their brain evaluated, because that just actually maybe I could check up the budget right now. Can I check it?
Yeah, go for it.
No,
and
I can't see
Bart,
it.
the tree guy, Belheim. Well, let me download it first. I finally got this space nice and set up and stuff. So we'll download it. Hopefully, we can start playing this weekend, like on Sunday or something. I'm down.
Wait, well, he says Siraj just came out of the closet. What did I do? Did I say I'm gay? Jay, did I say I'm gay? I mean, I know I have.
No, well, I mean, secretly to me in the closet, but no, outside, no. Yeah, not yet.
Okay. Anyways, Habibis, well, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We went a whole 2 hours, and we got the super chats going, and I think we had a fun time. We got shirtless. We made some jokes. We dunked on me. We dunked on you. We dunked on Dan. It was all good.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So we got a brand new episode coming out this Friday. No, we're recording Friday. It'll be dropped on Saturday. It's a premium episode with our buddy Grant Addison. Very excited about that. We will keep you posted on that and when it happens. Should be fun. And for everyone who hasn't already subbed, go ahead and sub to our YouTube channel. That doesn't cost you anything. Of course, if you haven't already checked out our Patreon, go ahead and give us go ahead and check out our content there. And then, as always, our Discord server. The Habibis are always chirping, always talking about the next big thing. Go ahead and join our Discord server if you haven't already. And Jay, you got anything?
No, that's it. I love you, Habibis. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the Discord server and also gaming with us over the weekend.
Yes, I will be Twitch streaming on Thursday. I'm probably going to be going into more detail on some of these SCOTUS decisions and might be doing some gaming. So, Jay, pray for me that I wake up before 2 p.m., okay?
Not going to happen, but inshallah.
All right. Well, for the Habibi Bros, I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jack Kobbe.
And thank you so much for watching Habibi Power Hour. Peace. Have a good night, Habibis. Love y'all.
Love you, Habibis.